Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer. You know, the other day my grandson came up to me and he says, "Grandpa, what's your favorite word?" And I said, "Drool." And he's like, "Drool?" I'm like, "Yeah, drool." It rolls right off the tongue. Today we're taking a look at Rebirth by Mighty Boards Games. In Rebirth by Mighty Boards Games, 2 to 4 players are going to play as clan leaders where you're trying to compete for strategic control of the land and its precious castles. So, let me explain how to set up this game and play it, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. To set up the game, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to unfold the board. Now, I highly recommend Scotland for your first play if you haven't played this game yet. Okay, it's a little bit easier. Ireland does have some more stuff to it. Okay, now once you have the board laid out, then every player that's going to be playing has to choose what color they want. All right, and then what they're going to do is they need to take all of their cathedrals, they need to take all their castles, they need to take all their tiles that they're going to get. They're also going to need their clan board, and they're going to need their scoring achievements. Now, on their scoring achievement tokens, the one that has a 200 is going to be blank on the side, and that is going to tuck into your clan board. All right. Then what you're going to do is you can take all of the mission cards, there's about 32 of them, shuffle them all up really good, and you're going to place them on their spot on the board as well. All right, there's a player rate everybody can have. That's going to explain everything really easily. And then what you're going to do, take your scoring token, put it on the 0 space. The last thing you're going to do is take all of your tiles, okay, and you're going to shuffle them all up face down, shuffle them all up, randomize them really, really good. All right, they're going to have symbols on the back of them. They're going to have a little lightning. They're going to have some food. They're going to have little houses on them, but shuffle them really good. And then you're going to draw 2. Now, don't show anybody, but you're going to take those 2 tiles and you're going to put them face down on your player board. Those ones are out of the game. So there's always 2 randomly out of the game for every single player, but nobody knows who they are. You only know your own. At this point, we're ready to go. We're ready to just start playing. So how do you play the game? So the play of the game is really super simple. You draw a tile and you place a tile. After you've placed your tile, then you go ahead and draw the next tile for your next turn around. And that's all you're going to do. Placing the tiles, that's the key to the game. So where do you place and where do you place them? Okay, now, when you draw a tile, when you go to place it, if it is the food tile, okay, it has a little leafy little thing, okay, that has to be played on the board on a spot that has that same leaf, okay, or it can be played on a blank space. It can't be played on the energy one, and it can't be played on a settlement. All right. The same goes for the energy. The energy can be played on an energy token or spot, and it can be played on a blank space, but they can't be played on the settlements. And then settlement tokens can only be played on settlement spaces. And the settlements are grouped in groups of either they're single, they're 2, or they're 3. 4 if you're on the Ireland board. All right. Now, once you place a token, all right, let's start off with the food and the energy because those are a little bit different than the settlements. Once you place a energy or a food, then you're going to score points based on the cluster that you have. So if it's all by itself, it's going to be worth 1 point. If it's adjacent to or it's in a line of 3 or 4 or multiples, you're going to score however many are in that line. Okay, it's kind of a little group. Energy is going to be the same way. So if you can kind of keep building them up, then it's going to be advantageous for you because you're going to get a lot more points by that. But if you put one here and one over here and one over here and scatter them all over the board, well, they're only worth 1 point apiece. But doing that may be good because one of the things you're going to notice on the board is you're going to notice there's castle spots and there's also cathedral spots. If you place a tile next to a cathedral, then what you're going to do is you're going to put your little cathedral tile token on that cathedral, saying that you've been there and multiple people can go to those places. Okay, you just can never go to them more than once. Well, you can go around them, you just can never get the benefit more than once. And then you're going to draw one of the scoring tiles. Now, there's 8 cathedrals, I believe, in the game, so you can have theoretically 8 different ways to get additional bonus points throughout the game. So the more you can go to those cathedrals, the more you can get those tiles to score points, the better you're going to be. Now, if you place next to a castle, if you're the first person to place next to castle, you get to put one of your castle pieces on that castle space. All right. Now, if somebody else comes around and goes around that as well, then you have to look and see what kind of tiles are adjacent to that. Okay. If players are tied for the number of tiles that are there, then you have to look and see, are any of those tiles food or energy? Food and energy will break the tie. But if, say, for example, there's 2 settlement people to put 2 settlement tokens next to a castle, it's going to be a tie, and no tie, it's not going to break it. So if settlements are going to go around a castle, in order for a settlement to be a settlement for that tie, they have to have more tiles. But that's when you start looking at the food and energy. Remember, food and energy always trump the settlements to break ties. They're kind of like your tiebreaker, all right? Because the settlements, they want food, they want energy. Hey, the houses are great, but we really want to eat and, heat. Okay, let's go with heat. Now, settlements don't score when you place the tile. They score when you complete the settlement. Now, if it's a one-space settlement, what you're going to do is you're going to score points equal to the number of settlement icons on the tile you placed. Now, the tiles are going to have anywhere from 1 to 4 settlements on them. So if you place a 4, you're going to get 4 points. Okay. If you place a 1, you're going to get 1. Actually, I think it's 1 plus now that I think about it. I could be wrong. I'm always wrong. No, it's the number of settlements that are on there. My brain. So yeah, so if you place a 4, you're going to get 4 points. Now the 2 settlements, okay, what happens there when you place your settlements is when the second settlement is placed, if one person owns it, then what they're going to do is on the board, there's a spot where it shows you how many points are. So like in a 2 settlement, it's worth 5 points and 3 points for first and second place. All right. But if you're the only one that gets them there, you get both points. Now, if you place one and then say somebody else comes and plays one later and theirs happens to be a lower number than yours, then it's whoever has the higher number. Okay. And if it's a tie, whoever placed your settlement there first will win it. Okay. So the first person to try to settle the land wins ties. Otherwise, it's whoever has the most points gets the higher 5, the lower 3. And the same goes for the 3-space tiles. Okay. When you go to score those, you just count up all the little houses, settlements that you have, little icons. Whoever has the most is going to get first place. Second most is going to get second place. Nobody gets third. So if you're in third, you got 0. Sorry. Play sooner. That's all I can say. Play sooner. But that's it. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to keep placing your tiles. You're going to try to get those monasteries. You're going to try to get your scoring tiles. You're going to try to get as many castles as you can. Just because the castles can be scoring opportunities for you at the end of the game, and every castle is worth like 5 points at the end of the game just for having it on the board. Not to mention you can have additional scoring tiles that are going to be there for the castle as well. Once everybody's placed all their tiles, the game's done. You count up your score. And you're going to be adding your score throughout the game. Then you're going to add up the number of castles you have. Everyone's going to go through all their little scoring tiles, and whoever has the most points wins Rebirth. So what do I think of Rebirth? I rather enjoyed this game. It's a light game. It says it's about 60-minute playtime. But actually it's faster than that. I taught my wife how to play this game, and she's not a gamer. I mean, she will game, but she's not a gamer by any means. And I think we finished our game in like 40 minutes. And that's even me teaching her how to play the game. So it's not a real hard game. But it's actually it's a fun game. It's an area control game. It's a thinking game. You got to really think, and you got to really pay attention to what other people are doing. If you see someone going for like a big old long line of power or food or something like that, you might want to drop a token in there and disrupt them, even though you may not get some points. They may have a card that says, I get X number of points if I have the longest electrical line or food line or something like that. But on top of that, if they have 7 in a row and they drop a token down, they get 7 points. Next turn, they drop another one down, they get 8 points. Boy, that's 15 points in 2 rounds. You got to pay attention to what other people are doing. If you just willy-nilly it, you might find yourself way in the back really, really fast. The cool thing about this game is it really felt and it really scratched that itch of 2 other games that I play and I like as well, and that's Carcassonne and Kingdom Builder. I mean, Carcassone's a tile building game because you're putting the tiles down and you're scoring for the roads and you're scoring for the cities. Well, in this one here, you're building your roads as you go, so you're scoring those. You're building the cities up, so once you complete the city, you're scoring that. I kind of get that little Carcassonne feeling just by playing this game, but without playing the tiles, but I'm playing the little chits that I'm drawing every turn. Okay, and then Kingdom Builder. Kingdom Builder was you draw a card, tells you where you get to place your 3 guys, and you're trying to get, majority in areas. You're trying to score victory points based on the areas that you're going against. This was just a fun little game that really, to me, satisfied the playing of 2 different games into 1 different game. And I really enjoyed this game. And my wife really enjoyed this game. And like I said, she's not a gamer, but she had a lot of fun playing this game. She was ready to play it again. And, well, that's saying something because she never says that. I try, but that's okay. This one I know she likes, okay? Now, I haven't had a chance with my wife to play the Ireland map yet. I have looked at the Ireland map, and the Ireland map does some things that are a little bit different, and I kind of wanted to cover those. And this is what I really like about this game. I love the fact that both boards play a little bit different. So it's not like, oh, here's Scotland, great. Now here's Ireland, great. They play the same, just stuff is in different locations. No, these things play actually literally different. So the thing with the Ireland board is, I've got to remind myself how this plays, is you have a different deck of cards and you have different tiles that go over like those little monasteries. So when you get adjacent to those, then you get to draw these other scoring tiles. And then there's also some open scoring, if I remember right, as well. So everybody has these different goals that they're trying to go for, but then you can also try to get some private goals, or you're going to get some bonus things based on going next to those monasteries. And it is definitely a different map as well. And the other thing that's really interesting about this game, and both maps do this, and I do like this, is there is a diagram for each map in the rulebook that if you are playing this as a 2-player game, you're going to grab the tokens from a 3rd player, and there's different locations that you're going to scatter around the board. Okay, they have specific places you're going to cover up, and those ones are off limits for the game. So it tightens the board up, and by the time you're done, really almost every space is used up on this board. It's just full. And on top of that, I think this map just looks gorgeous with the castles, the monasteries, the cathedrals that are sitting on the board. I think the map just looks absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous when this is done, and it's just, yeah, phenomenal game. So, yeah, Ireland, I love the fact that it's different. Scotland, great game. Like I said, 60-minute game time. Man, we played 40 minutes. Maybe the 60 minutes is for Ireland. Maybe Ireland takes a little bit longer. I don't know. Now, there is some tie-breaking rules, and I don't know the name of these castles, but if you can somehow manage to end your score in a tie, and scores are like 200 plus, okay? If you manage to end in a tie, then it's going to go down to whoever owns a certain castle on the map. That's the person that's going to win the game. But say in a 3-player game, players 1 and 2 are tied for the win, but player 3 owns the castle that's the tiebreaker. Player 3 actually wins the game. And that, I think, is absolutely cool. That is fantastic. It is a way for, if you know that you're losing the game, that's a place that you might want to go for early on if you notice that, you're kind of falling behind. Now, when my wife and I played, our scores, man, we juggled all over the place. I'd take a big lead, and then she just all of a sudden catch up to me, okay? But yeah, so you want to pay attention to those tiebreakers, because whoever owns it, they don't even need to be in the lead for the tie. They just win the game. And that's phenomenal. I absolutely love the fact they do that. So there you go. That's the Scotland map is great. The Ireland map, I really want to play it. Like I said, this game scratches 2 different itches for me. I don't know if I'll play Kingdom Builder and Carcassonne again. Kingdom Builder maybe. Carcassonne, I don't know if I'll play it again. I would rather play this. I love the area control. I love the way this looks. I love the fast time that this plays. It is simple. It is absolutely great. On Cody's scale, I'm giving this an 8. My wife gives this game an 8. My wife wanted to play again. That's saying something for me. So yeah, this game is definitely staying in my collection. This game is definitely going to be by my table. Anytime my wife wants to play it, I will set it up and I will play it. And there you go. This game, it's a good, solid 8. Well, thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we please ask that you like this video on YouTube, on Facebook, on Board Game Geek. We please ask that you leave a comment for us on all those channels. And if you can, please subscribe to us as well. We'd love for you to continue to watch what we do here. we enjoy providing this content, and we hope you enjoy it as well. And honestly, folks, if you enjoy the content we provide, we humbly ask that you click on the super thanks button and leave a tip. Most puns make me numb. Math puns make me number.
I played the Build the Army, and this was there for attrition.
So you're just doing the bottom part, right?
Oh yeah. Sorry, two. You
bottom.
only use two. I'm sorry. That was my mistake. You only use two. And then, it was an honest mistake.